Hey, y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to the Slice of Life. I know it's been a little bit. Cougs were irking me with that three-game losing streak. We should have won at Iowa State. That was just bad reffing. Arizona outplayed us. I'll give them that. They just might be the team of destiny this year. And then we just didn't show up in Kansas. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, I'm back. Tonight is actually the University of Houston senior night. They're playing Baylor, so it's going to be Emmanuel Sharp's last game here at the Fertitta Center. He's been, nonstop. One of the best players to ever play for the program. All time leading 3-point shooter. We've been contenders every year that he's been here. I think we were one seed in 22. I think we were one seed in 20. We were top two seed in 23 as far as our region. We lost to Duke. I think if Shed doesn't get hurt, we might be playing the championship game that year. Uh, Last year, of course, he was huge last year. We don't make it to the national championship game without him. His clutch shooting against Duke, his clutch defense throughout the tournament. Um, he's always going to have that moment. That moment where he's going up for the shot, he drops in, and you know, Javier. I just see Javier France just. I don't even. Do I really want to talk about this? Yeah, let's talk about the good. Emmanuel Sharp's been awesome, man. I'll never forget that moment when we played at Kansas last year. Kansas looked like they were gonna take us out a couple times, and he had, again, clutch shooting, clutch defense. He and Malik Wilson hit those clutch 3-pointers in OT. We're down 6 in OT. Sharp hits that three. They inbound it. Malik Wilson gets the steal. He hits the three. They go to double OT. Sharp hits another three. We go on to win the game. Sharp's been nonstop. So it's been awesome to have him part of the program. To see him leave is gonna hurt, but such is life. That's the way things go. It's not really what I wanted to talk about today. Partly, just wanted to kind of touch on that. But the big thing that's going on, at least in the world of Houston sports, is the Houston Texans have traded Tytus Howard, as well as then a few hours later trading for David Montgomery. Whew, man, big Nicky Casserole's on a roll. I love it. I love it. I love it. So far, it's an A off season. I know people were saying, let's get Brees Hall, let's get Kenneth Walker. First off, Brees Hall got the franchise tag from the New York Jets, and honestly, I don't want anything that the Jets touch. Right. Second thing is Kenneth Walker can't catch, can't block, has had injury history. I don't want nothing to do with him. Great. I'm glad he got Super Bowl MVP. He, played his heart out. He earned it this season. We'll see how he ends up doing next year. But Tytus Howard, the last of Bill O'Brien's first round draft picks. I think the only person, I know the only person remaining from the O'Brien Easterby era is our Pineapple Boy, the best kicker in the league, Kaimi Fairbairn. I try to pronounce his name, but that's a how much wood could a woodchuck chuck, a woodchuck could chuck wood type deal, right? So here's the deal. So we sent Tytus Howard, our right tackle, left guard, that basically played anything but center throughout the years with us, right? We sent him to the Cleveland Browns for a 5th round pick, and then he immediately got a 3-year extension through 2028 for $63 million. So, hey, congratulations, Tytus. I got nothing but love for Tytus. It's not like when we traded Tunsil, we were celebrating and, it's just like good riddance. Not like I think it's a good deal, but I for the most part, like Tytus Howard. I mean, how often do you have an offensive lineman get a strip sack on their own quarterback, right? But no, in all seriousness, he himself, I will miss him, but in the run game, you couldn't establish a run game with him being one of the leaders on the offensive line. He was decent to good in the passing game, but as far as a run blocker, that man did not want to be out there. He was looking more like a high school quarterback than he was an offensive lineman when it came to that running game. A lot of people are saying we only got a 5th round pick. We couldn't get more. What's going on? So let me put it like this. So obviously, Tytus Howard's throughout the years said, "I am a tackle. I play tackle. That's my position." I'm sure behind the scenes he was agitating to only play tackle, left, right. That's my position. That's what I want to play. You're gonna play me there, and then you're gonna pay me there, right? Obviously, the Texans didn't want to pay him. The Texans liked his versatility, so I'm sure that they weren't going to commit to his position. So we got other moves to make. We need to patch up the entire offensive line. At this point, the only person that's a returning starter, hopefully, is Tay Ursery. Ingram probably won't be back. He probably going to make some good money this offseason. Obviously, we just traded Tytus. We got rid of Juice Scruggs, and I don't know what's going to go on with Patterson. Hopefully, Andrews doesn't come back. Trent Brown, we'll see what happens, but I'm hoping he is not who they bring back to be a potential starter. So left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. We'll get into prospective players in the near future. I know a lot of people want Linderbaum from Baltimore. We can go with Cade Mays from Carolina. We can go with McGovern from Buffalo. Any one of those dudes would be good. We'll get into more of that later. But for now, it's a goodbye to the O'Brien, one of the last O'Brien picks, because I think Kaimi was a undrafted free agent when we brought him in. But regardless, it's nice to see that they are committing to the run game, because just a few hours later, we made the move that really that was the big splash of the day. So we traded for the Detroit Lions running back David Montgomery. So this is a power back, shut up, smash mouth football. Give me the ball, get out of the way, or you're getting run over. And that's, that growing up here in Houston, especially you hear the stories of Earl Campbell, you see the highlight videos of him just running dudes over, ending dudes' careers, getting his jersey ripped off and still running. I'm not saying he's Earl Campbell, don't get me wrong. But a power back, that's what we need. That's what we missed last year, not having Joe Mixon. Nick Chubb was a shell of himself. Appreciate everything that he tried to do with us last year, but he just wasn't cutting it. I don't think they'll bring him back if he wants to sign for the minimum, by all means. But David Montgomery, I'm so excited. Our run game was bad. Big part of that was the O-line not being able to really run block outside of Ed Ingram. But David Montgomery, just hand him the rock and get out of the way, because those short yardage situations, I have no doubt that's one of the big things the Texans are going to fix going into next season. Going into the red zone this last year, the Texans scored touchdowns on less than 46% of their red zone attempts. How bad is that? That was 3rd worst in the league. So, hopefully there's nowhere to go but up. I say that. Hopefully there's nowhere to go but up. So we'll see. I'm confident that will improve, especially with the draft, free agency, and the draft coming right up. Offensive line is going to be the big commitment, the big priority moving forward. So I'm excited for that. A lot of people saying, "Oh, well, you gave up a 4th round pick for him." Oh, real quick. Oh man. So we gave up a 4th round pick and a 7th round pick and Juice Scruggs for David Montgomery. People say that's an overpay. When it came to Tytus Howard, people were upset we got a 5th round pick. So going back to Tytus Howard real quick. Again, he wanted that contract extension. Joe Tooney last year was traded from the Kansas City Chiefs to the Chicago Bears. He was traded for a 4th round pick. So I think if I'm Nick Caserio, I'm trying to get a fourth, fifth round pick for him because I mean Tytus Howard isn't better than Joe Tooney. Joe Tooney just won the inaugural Protector of the Year award, best offensive lineman blocker, however they worded that, but best O lineman of the year. Joe Tooney was traded for a fourth round pick. Tytus Howard is not anywhere near the level of Joe Tooney. Now, David Montgomery. So let's get back to this one now. So David Montgomery went for a fourth, a seventh, and a Juice Scruggs. Frederick. We call that dude Frederick because he ain't got no juice. So that's what the trade was. It was originally reported as a fifth round pick, but allegedly the Denver Broncos at the last minute tried to step in and get Montgomery, so we had to up the ante. I'm fine with trading a fourth, a seventh, and a player that we were going to cut anyways. Because I mean, really, after the first three rounds, what player comes in and makes a day one impact? Not Woody Marks. Woody Marks didn't get the starting job until almost midway through the season, if memory serves correctly. That's just going off the top of my head. He did get a few carries. They didn't really use him much to start. I mean, as the season went on, they used him more and more. Obviously, he became a starting back. But a fourth round pick typically isn't a day one starter. So people complaining about that, it's like, what are you really complaining about? Nick Caserio is going to be moving around the draft. He was probably going to come off that fourth round and seventh round pick anyways. So I'm really excited for what's going on. David Montgomery is going to be 29 by week one of the season. He had less than 200 rushing attempts each of the last two seasons due to the emergence of Jahmyr Gibbs. That dude's going to get paid. They call him Sonic for a reason. Can't nobody touch him. They call him David Montgomery because can't nobody take him down. Whew. I'm excited for this season. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun season. So Texans offseason grade as of this moment, March 4th, 3:36 p.m. Central Time. So as of this moment, I give the Texans a grade A. A as in Atlanta, as in Atlanta Hawks, as in Magic City, that kind of A, yes. So we started the offseason in negative, so we're clearing up the cap space. Committed to the run game with the addition of a power back, David Montgomery, shipping out Tytus Howard, who was a liability in the run game. And we only 4 slots in the O-line. As long as we're not bargain bin shopping, we're only going to be going up. So I'm excited for that. I have my issues with the coaching staff, but as far as Nick Caserio goes, we call him Big Nicky Casserole. So that's going to be cool. Draft is coming up. They just had the combine this last weekend. I didn't, follow it too much. I'll do my homework and let you know what I think about some of these prospects. But the draft is next month, so I'm excited for that. Tonight, baseball season's back. Oh my gosh, I love it. I just went to the Bruce Bolt College Classic here at Dyken Park this last week. I saw Texas. I saw them beat up on Ohio State, and then I saw UTSA beat up on Baylor. Baylor tried to do a little comeback there towards the end, but no, it was fun. My wife's a UTSA Roadrunner. They do this or something. I don't know. But that was fun. Baseball season's back. The World Baseball Classic starts tonight. Chinese Taipei versus Australia. I have no idea who's playing on either of these teams. I had to look. I was like, what is Chinese Taipei? That's Taiwan. They got their whole regional situation going on. So that's beyond me. They do have some major league players playing, but I don't know, I don't know who they are personally to be able to talk about them. Houston Rockets, that Knicks game still haunts me. Beat the Wizards just a few days ago. We lost to the Miami Heat before that. We play the Warriors tomorrow, I believe. So that'll be fun. Hopefully, I hate the Warriors, so anytime we play them, I'm always watching that. I hate Draymond Green. I hate Steph Curry. Hate him chewing on his mouthpiece, sticking out, shooting for the free throw line. I just want to smack him. But yeah, World Baseball Classic starts tonight. Texans get an A. Emmanuel Sharp, thank you for everything. See y'all around.